Yes, welcome to the stream. Oh boy! We've made it. We've made it to the third game. Welcome to the stream. I totally, earlier this week when I was setting up the schedule and everything, and I was like, oh yeah, Trials and Tribulations will start this Wednesday. I committed to it. I was shaky on if I was even going to want to start the third game as soon as now. I didn't know. I was like, is it better if I take a small break from Phoenix Wright or just... But yeah, as I said, the risk is if I took a small break, there's a chance we'd never come back. I know me. I know me and what I do. I know how my brain works. Or if I come back, it'll be like a year later. Which probably would also not be good. But, so yeah, I was like, oh, Wednesday night would be a good night to stream Phoenix Wright. Just because of, like, my waking up schedule I had to follow this week. And now, though, I had to wake up early today, but because I woke up early today because I had a rough day at work ahead of me. And so now, I needed to wake up early yesterday, or today, to get through today at work, but then today at work kicked my ass. So now I'm depleted of energy, but yet I'm still here. Starting Trials and Tribulations. I don't know which would have been worse. I don't know. But yes, here we are. I mean, if you're watching this live or archived, then you've for some reason just fallen upon the third game in the series. I've played the first two recently on stream. Those are all up on YouTube at this point. Suffice to say, not impressed much by the first two games. Actually, many rage-inducing moments on my end that I tried to keep my cool as best I could. I thought gameplay-wise, there's massively things lacking about the games. I'd chalk it up to, I just think the visual novel space in the video game space has just massively gotten better. Even when it comes to like logic puzzles or logic reasoning in visual novels, I think has just come a far way since these games originally came out. And presentation-wise, I assume I've been told by at least more than one person that this game is the best in the series, and that I should hold out for this game. I think I would be a fool to think I'm gonna get something completely different. So if I'm to believe this, I assume I have to assume that this is just going to be like the plot is going to be super interesting or something's going to interesting happen there. But the gameplay wise, I don't think we're probably going to make any big revelations here. I'm still going to be probably doing the same frustrating things I feel like I've been doing the last two games. I honestly, some of the cases have been super fun. I think some of the characters are super fun. I think a lot of the main characters are super fun. I think Phoenix is a great main character, as aloof and kind of dumb as he is sometimes, but I think that's kind of the point, is he's such a regular person who kind of just has to get himself out of these issues. I think that's a cool thing. I like Phoenix. I like Maya. I like Edgeworth. Those three I like. So yeah, Ace Attorney Original, Justice for All done. Trials and Tribulations. Will this game redeem this trilogy for me? It would be so impressive. The story would have to be so fucking good for me to overlook my distaste for the moment-to-moment gameplay. Deep breaths in. Oh, hello. I don't know why I said it like that. I instantly regret saying what I said. No, who's the person with the parasol? I said, oh, hello, because this is, unless this is, I'm being thrown for a loop, that is Mia, right? Who is dead. Also, that looks like young Phoenix now that I look at it. I didn't look at it quite enough, but he's not wearing the trademark suit. And he looks more jovial. Life hasn't beaten him down so much. So he looks younger. Is that Mia there in the top left then as well? Young Mia? Is this gonna be a flashback episode? Starting off with some kind of origin story. I mean, memories. I guess you could glean that from that. Also her little necklace thing with the I forget what the something Tama, Magatama maybe? Is that the word for it? Whatever. It just looks like a 9. Just looks like she's a fan of the number 9. She's a big fan of the number 9. All right, let's go. How did I get into this mess? Why? Why did I do that? That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. What? Nice fucking outfit. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. 5 years earlier. Mia Fey, second trial. April 11th, 9:40 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. The cluster of words I'm oh so familiar with at this point. Whew, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Ahem. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, good morning. He was in the first game, yeah? Was he in the second game? If he was in the second game, it was really early. Really early.
Oh, Mia, please calm yourself down.
I don't know if that's the voice I gave him earlier, and I don't think I'm going to stick with that.
You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know?
What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed.
Let go of my lapels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer.
I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today.
Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it?
Well, never fear, my dear.
I'm Marvin Grossberg. I'm at your service.
I've changed. His voice is warping. Actually, this is my second time in court.
Still, you surprised me. What with your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite forcefully, too.
I don't know. I'm like getting into like. Like I just imagine like his cheeks kind of like flapping as he talks about. I just found out yesterday about the case. I mean,
what? Then you've already learned all the relevant facts?
Well, about that. You see, I mean, of course I have. I think.
Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you're so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client.
Cough, sniffle. Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I got. Yep, it'll be fine. No problem.
Achoo, achoo.
Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? Actually, it's Wright. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. And it's fastened very nicely on my face and has not come off during this conversation at all. My doc says this way, I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Man, clearly enough people didn't play Phoenix Wright a couple years ago. And didn't take the message to heart. More people should have played Phoenix Wright if you ask me. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you're truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please let go of my shirt. That's right. He's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. First time I appeared in court was a year ago. A year apart trials? Is that standard fare? You do one trial, you get a taste of it, and then you're like, alright, I'll be back in like a year. I'll see you in a year if this is still my thing. But that trial oh, maybe I'm getting my answer. I just looked up. But that trial traumatized me so badly I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client, and for myself. April 11th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Is this the fucking nerdy guy?
Oh, court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. Guess what? I'm several years younger, but I sound the same and look the same, and I am eternally this old man.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The offense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it?
Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem?
I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense.
Yes. Well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency.
Emergency? But isn't that him standing there right next to you?
Yes, well...
You're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this?
Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Oh, damn, she fucking ferociously just pounds the fucking desk. Of course, Your Honor. I think.
Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please.
Please don't fondle your hair like that. I don't like it.
Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It'll all be over soon. I'm talking down to a female.
What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me?
Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology.
Sounds like he was a very bright young man.
Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. They then called the police.
That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. Court accept this photo into the record as evidence.
Crime photo 1 added. Crime took place behind an IVU building.
By the way, my voice has changed from game to game. Now it feels like I'm on my deathbed. Oh, I'm dying. I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo.
Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death.
An unusual death?
What do you mean, Mr. Payne?
Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question.
Huh?
A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. Loosen you up? I'm a genteel man, if you will.
A what? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of.
Oh, a perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? Let's go. Please say you know at least this much.
I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file.
My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now see here. The details of the case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you?
Ah, the court record. I think I can see that by pressing the R1 button. The first and last time I wore it was a year ago. Oh, so dramatic. Date and time of death 4/9 at 3 p.m. Cause of death was a fatal electric shock. Let's take a look at this photo again. An umbrella. We got some electrical cable things. Shit's happening.
All of the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer, my dear.
Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I just stay calm. Can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. Court record. Okay, let's take a look. I just press the R1 button here.
No then, have you pressed the R1 button? Would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death?
I don't know what asphyxiation or hypothermia or electrocution mean. Too big of words. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution.
Electrocution? How could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new super powerful stun gun, perhaps?
The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there's one more vital issue.
What's that?
Why, motive of cause. Apparently, there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant.
Bad blood?
What do you mean?
Oopsie. I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this.
I don't like this guy's smug attitude.
That's Winston Payne for you. He's one smooth operator if you catch my drift.
I can't help but laugh when I start fucking doing the stupid voice.
They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Oh, then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence.
Evidence?
No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it into old Graybeard's face.
Yes, sir. Into old Graybeard's face.
Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady. Mia, evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People profiles as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with the R1 button, so be sure to go over it all.
Oh, we're bringing back profiles. Just bring them back.
Well then, let's see what you got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim?
Alright, we got Marvin. We have young Phoenix. Currently has a cold. Doug Swallow. Great. Dahlia Hawthorne. No, she was who was in the panel there at the title thing. Phoenix Wright's girlfriend dated the victim, Doug Swallow, up until 8 months ago. Oh. Jealousy or something. A little too much confidence, yeah. What was the cause of bad blood? I assume I can just pick her. Blame the woman in the relationship. Pin the blame on her. The reason for the bad blood was between the two of them was this woman here.
Dahlia Hawthorne, is it?
Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in the story.
Thanks.
Oh, he's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness.
If it pleases the voices.
If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright.
The defendant himself. Well, Miss Faye.
It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? Defense has no objection.
Very well. Sec. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand.
I should just put like my hand over my mouth as like he talks with the mask on.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Oh, yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now, I guess I'm a suspect. No! He means what did you do before you were arrested? Oh, I was a university student.
Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of your fellow...
But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you I was... Oh, defendant, please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us.
It seems the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor. The victim and I. I admit I was there, but
I'm not a killer. All I did was find his
body.
I tried to match it.
I hardly knew the guy to begin with.
I never even talked to that stuck-up
British wannabe. I see. So you hardly knew the victim. Right, like I said, I'm not a killer.
Ooh, looks like the judge understands.
You're being naive, you know, too naive.
Huh?
It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. I'm so demeaning towards you.
And that would be?
This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination.
Cross-examination?
He's right. It is the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if a witness's testimony contains any contradictions.
Contradictions? Alright, we gotta bring in fucking Detective Jenks from Contradiction Spot the Liar to teach her what contradictions are.
If a witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record.
But Mr. Wright is my client.
He is your client. In court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see.
What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now? That there was a lie? Contradiction?
Now then, the cross-examinations, if you please, Miss Faye.
Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? I don't know, his eyes look pretty shifty. Alright, so we got 4 statements. We know how to press.
Hold it!
When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered?
Yeah, sort of. The place where something happened anyway.
Something? You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence.
Anyway, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow.
It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident. A coincidence, huh?
You say you found the body, so who called the police?
Huh?
Achoo, achoo, achoo. Cough, achoo, achoo.
Unfortunately, it was some other students that notified the police.
Other students?
That's correct. They were witnesses. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there next to the body in shock.
Is this true, Mr. Wright?
Achoo, 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 achoo. Could you stop sneezing every time you're in a bind?
Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body, but I...
So you didn't know his face, or even his name, right?
Right. Well, no. That is, I mean...
Dang it. So which is it? Did you know him or not? Achoo. Achoo, achoo.
Oh, see here, you can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day.
That's like a tactic I would do. I gotta keep throwing up. I can't answer your questions.
Well, I guess I did know his name.
News to me? Why didn't you tell me that before?
I heard he used to date Dolly. Who is this Dolly person?
Yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh, I see. Young love. So bittersweet. But that's all I knew about him.
Miss Wright, you say the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with.
That's right. I mean, why would I even...
But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Achoo. Well, Mr. Wright?
No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear. Mr. Wright, I'll give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yes, well...
Okay. Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean?
Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff, see?
It's true.
Cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it.
He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night. The salmon.
May I ask you something, Miss Fay?
Yes, Your Honor? What is it now?
Who is this person anyway? This Union Jack fellow?
The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag.
Oh, I see. So you mean like the stars and stripes, right?
As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me.
Hey, something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now?
Mia, there's a contradiction here.
Mr. Grossberg?
Quickly now, show that boy you mean business, with evidence I mean.
Okay, Mia, check the court record carefully.
Well, my dear, you think you can manage on your own from this point?
1 year ago, I was in a courtroom just like this. I can do it. I can handle this myself.
You must have tried but I'll bother you to me.
I'll be fine. I know what I have to do.
Remember, you can always press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. When you're going to state a contradiction, make sure you present some definitive proof.
Okay, Mia, one more time, from the very beginning of his testimony. I'm going to assume that I have maybe a picture that doesn't have... the Union Jack on his back.
Objection!
Are you certain you saw the Union Jack?
Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back. Miss Faye, is there some point to this line of questioning?
Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute.
He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing.
I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really a case, you wouldn't know that, would you? You have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Oh, I like this simplified tune here. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me.
Please forgive me. Mia, you made our client cry.
Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyways. Can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong.
That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime.
Uh-oh. Did I go too far?
By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it?
Yeah, I took some, but...
What was the medicine that you took? An over-the-counter brand called Code Killer X? Cold Killer, I mean, not code.
What is the medicine that you took and over? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X?
Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now?
What?
Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere.
He lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case?
Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now?
Huh?
Huh?
Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene.
Oh, what's this? In the victim's hands, it's Cold Killer X.
Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to, especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it.
What?
Scenting his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright.
Order! Order in the court!
Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence.
Very well. Court will accept them into the record.
Watch stopped at the time of death. Okay. Cold Killer X. Covered in Wright's fingerprints. Okay.
Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken.
Broken?
Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, you have some kind of explanation for all this?
This is really bad.
Oh, my buttocks, my poor hemorrhoids.
Tell you later, it's better than the last two. It better, or I'm being straight up lied to. But yes, I can definitely let you know.
Hemorrhoids.
Oh, what really happened? Here we go.
The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so he agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then around 3 o'clock, we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I'd been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident.
Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously.
Achoo, achoo, achoo.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth.
You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible.
Miss Faye, please begin your cross-examination.
Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. What really happened? Okay. How many statements was that? Was it 6? Yeah, it was. Had you ever met the victim before then?
No!
Never, but that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly.
And this Dolly person is...
My, it's kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart.
Oh, what was that for, Mia?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden. Dolly Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is.
Oh, so it's one of those nasty love triangles, I see. Love triangles. Isosceles. Right.
Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45?
Yeah, and we were both there right on time.
Oh, you said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct?
Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU.
An alchemist. I see.
I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole
Laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity.
Oh, how fascinating. Sounds like he was quite ambitious young man. Young man.
What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for some more details. Yeah, we should. So you're absolutely certain that you met at 2:45?
Yeah, pretty sure. That's the time class ends. But they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much.
Experiments?
Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping up something.
Oh, looks like he's right about the time anyway.
Witness, let's go on with your testimony.
Okay, I'm gonna try asking the other question. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department.
Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though.
A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity.
That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high enough cables everywhere.
High voltage cables.
Yeah, there are electrical poles set up all around the building. High voltage cables run overhead around the roof.
Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. I think we're getting somewhere. Someone's gotta do something. So what was it you were talking about?
You know,
Achoo, cough.
and maybe we should hang out again sometime?
Hang out again sometime? I wish that were true.
So you say you went back.
Oh, that was that was me. Whoops.
Oh, yeah, you also have a mask. That's cool. That's when I found the body.
My mind just like fucking just fucking left me. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Aren't you angry with him?
Well, that's right, I was.
Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there?
I thought maybe we could make up.
Achoo. Achoo. Judging by the atmosphere, pretty sure no one is buying this. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of year, isn't it?
Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. Guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh?
I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine?
Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it.
On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch?
Huh? What does that have to do with anything?
You can never be too sure.
I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Mmm, her mini omelets are magically delicious.
Ouch! Why'd you punch me in the jaw? Oh, I'm so sorry. Just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden.
Alright, I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death, and then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason.
I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either.
Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted.
What do you mean?
I knew it was too much work for a little girl.
Girl.
However, there is one mystery that still remains.
There is, Your Honor.
How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct?
Well, that is, You are correct, Your Honor.
So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. There we go. Your Honor?
Yes, Miss Faye.
I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died.
Would be most impressive.
Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court. Yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate the arguments with evidence.
Of course I know that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that.
Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. Boop, boop, boop. Check this. No. Check this. Yes.
As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well.
Oh, what? The very obvious thing, I don't see it. But there's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Faye, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon?
Are you fucking kidding me? Boop, 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 boop. Present. Well, naturally, it's right here.
That's... what is that?
A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard? The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there's special high voltage cables strung up everywhere.
Oh, so then the high voltage cable.
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation.
It certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order.
Don't toy with me, old man.
Now, victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant.
Achoo.
That much is certainly true.
Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer.
You do? Well, go on, what is it?
His fingerprints.
Fingerprints? What are those? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle?
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well.
You mean...
Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
What?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable.
Order!
Oh, shit. That's the 4th yawn so far. Ah, God.
Order, that's enough. I think we can conclude that there's no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Stick a fork in us, we're done.
Mr. Grossberg.
My hemorrhoids never lie. The show was over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent.
No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt.
Your Honor?
At this time, I'm prepared to render a verdict in this case. Do you have something further to add, Miss Fay?
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth, the whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict.
But
I can't.
I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be...
It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Fay, no matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end.
We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything.
Cough, cough.
Oh, wait a minute.
Mr. Wright?
I'll tell you what really happened.
I look like a fucking goofball. Again, one of the advantages of me not having to, me not doing face cam during all this. I mean, I guess that one could argue it's not an advantage at all, but whatever.
But I've already told you, Mr. Wright, there's no need for further...
Cough.
I did it.
I admit it.
I pushed in.
It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Push, shove, dead.
What you just said, was that the truth?
Yes. I was afraid. Afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure.
Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are.
Please. Please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear. I swear I'll tell the whole truth.
It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye?
I believe in you.
Oh, thank you? Still can't believe it. He really did push the victim.
Feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake.
Wait, this game came out back when Harlem Shake was a thing? God, my timelines. My mental timelines are in shambles right now by reading this sentence. Also, I didn't think I would be reminded of the Harlem Shake on this random Wednesday. Alright, here we go. When I pushed the victim.
That guy. He was talking bad about Dolly. Shove. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise.
A little while after I left, I started to get worried.
So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that.
A simple explanation indeed.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it.
It's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that.
Miss Faye, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. Alright, let's fucking do it. 3, 4, 5. Alright, 5 statements. Nope, nope, stop, Phoenix, no, stop. This one. So what kinds of things did Mr. Swallow say to you?
He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl, a dirty girl, a naughty girl.
Oh, the higher pitched. Nani? Oh, even higher.
Is that all?
Yep.
Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself.
Oh boy, not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is.
Anyway, after he said that, I just...
Press. Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail?
That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. Just gave him a good old shove. Phoenix shove! I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest.
I've been having too much fun with the past like 15 minutes doing stupid game. All right, and when you did that, there's no severed cable anywhere to be seen.
Right, there was nothing like that at all.
But it is possible that you merely overlooked it.
Well, I guess it's possible.
What are you doing? Don't let the guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt.
I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony, witness.
A loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright?
I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
You're not qualified to decide that. Wish I do. I'm treading on some dangerous grounds here. Details. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important, so try to remember what it was.
How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack.
Aha! Could it have been? Yes? Could it have been? Hurry up and tell us!
When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner.
Get fucked, dead guy.
Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now?
Well, of course it's important. This is it, Mia. New information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important, it's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony.
Huh, how perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
Okay, so I think... Okay, yeah, so back up to 6 seconds. Okay. So, Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella, and you're certain of this? Yeah, it was right there under him.
Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself.
The umbrella, you mean?
Well, yeah. You see, I was wearing a sweater here. Dolly stayed up late for nights at a time knitting it for me. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love.
Oh, my stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia.
I'm so sorry.
Continue on with your testimony, witness.
After I shoved him, he fell on top of his cheap umbrella. After you shoved the victim, did you leave the scene right away? Yes, I did. I admit it.
I was furious.
You left without even checking Mr. Swallow's condition?
Well, yeah, but like I said, I got worried about him later.
At that time, did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime? Cough, 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 let cough.
Nope, nobody.
Jeez, stupid cough probably sound any phonier.
In that case, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer.
Unless we can find something that shows his innocence from the testimony, my dear. I'm afraid that judge will make his point decision with no remorse whatsoever. Yes, sir. Right now I need more info. Info that'll help me turn up some contradictions. Wait, are we saying there's no contradictions on right now? I thought it was gonna be something along the lines of like... Victim's watch stopped at the time of death. Like we don't... Yeah, the umbrella is not... He didn't fall on the umbrella. Lie. Lies. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning?
Come on, if I had mentioned that...
I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier.
What do you mean by that?
Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
Conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, Victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
No! I'm ruined.
Order! 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 Victim! He moved! Mr. Payne! Umbrella in this photo, where is it now?
Oh well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want it presented as evidence immediately.
Umbrella. Owned by the victim, found broken near an electrical pole. Great.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
According to the testimony, victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind.
I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. Even though I was just about to do it a second ago.
No!
I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony.
Phoenix testimony added to the testimony added to the court record here. The victim fell on top of the umbrella. There was a loud sound. Is this the first time we've gotten a testimony accepted as official evidence? Or just believe Phoenix up to now, even though he's lied to us a couple times. It's like, hey, this third time he said it. Third time's a charm. It's got to be true. Into the record books.
Well done, Mia. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about? Quit it.
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying, or what anybody is saying for all that matters. I'm lost.
Let me guess. You have another witness.
Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible.
Well, who is the witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole triangle.
I was thinking the word triangle because I love triangle. And then I just read triangle there, right? Let me see this. Let me see. Let me check the delay here. To the whole thing. I just read thing as triangle because I was thinking. My mind. It's leaving me. Just like the judge. I make fun of the judge throughout this whole series, and it's me who's actually the one who's becoming senile.
That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
What?
Sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
Condescending piece of shit. Bad news. You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this.
Ew, can't be serious.
Mia, what do you mean by that? I think it's a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we'll listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Smack.
April 11th, 11:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3.
Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there.
It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, so guess I can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious. Driving such important facts.
But the witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will.
Why do you think that?
Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why.
The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway, One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, "I want you to carry this."
So she gave it to you as a present, I see.
This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little dolly.
I'm very weirded out. What do you mean what is it filled with? Is this like one of those, is this one of those bathwater situations? Certainly is a little bottle, alright.
It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world.
Man, I've joked about this earlier, but this is very much slightly young. Not even that younger. I think it's like just slightly younger, right? Isn't he like 24 in the other games? Just 3 years ago? His personality, he's so youthful right now. And then he just, like I said, he experiences so much shit in the next 3 years and it just beats him down. And he's like just a husk of what what he is now. It's very upsetting. It's all too true. Phoenix Wright is just like me, for real, for real. Okay, we read that. Dahlia's present, borrowed from Phoenix Wright. It's a small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day they met. He shows it to everyone. Anyway. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating?
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl asking for a present back like that.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne, 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it?
Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you know? How did you, I mean...
This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse.
What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse.
Murder?
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there was some connection between these two cases, am I correct?
Newspaper clipping added to the court record. Article from 828, almost 8 months ago. Can I read it? Oh, I can. Murder in the courthouse, question mark? Very little information is being disclosed this time, since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Huh. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself.
Yes, but I'm afraid that what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like we better all get moving.
I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. No, it did not feel like 20 minutes at all. It felt like about 5 minutes. Ooh, I like this safe music. That jingle was nice. I'm sure I won't give a fuck about it after I've heard it for like the 20th time. Just like Phoenix, by the end of this game, I too will be beat down and broken. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Here we go. Number slot 10. Look at me go. Look at my slots. Look at my slots. Look at them go. So what pace am I going on? I finished basically the last save, so that's pretty much close to finishing it. 522. And then almost 2 months later, finished Justice for All. Almost 2 months. And now 10 days later. It's only been 10 days since I've played. It's already been 10 days since I've last played Phoenix Wright. Man. God, time flies, you know? I'll be honest though. I'm hoping it doesn't take me close almost 2 months to finish this game. I know, contrary to how I'm gonna be ending stream here. Contrary to, it's funny though, because yesterday and the day before, I think I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna seriously sit down and start, 3 hours seriously into Phoenix Wright on Wednesday, and then we got like an hour. But like I said, it was a rough day at work. I started pretty late because I was doing some other stuff. And yeah, in the past hour, I've yawned like 4 times. So I've been trying to keep up with like 7.5 different voices already. So, well, I think, I want to say that I'll play more this weekend. I don't know for sure. I kind of don't know what my weekend's going to look like. Plans may happen or potentially fall through. So I don't know. Friday, we're most likely going to only be doing one secret thing. So, an interesting thing. Friday stream should be fun. Should be interesting, at least. We'll see. I think it'll be interesting. An interesting experience for all involved. And obviously no stream tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. So, I know you said over the weekend it would be nice to do like a bigger replicant stream. Maybe it would be nice though to put in a few hours to this game over the weekend. Like I said, I hope I can finish this game more closer to like in a month than 2 months. Closer to a month than 2 months is my goal, I would say. And like I said, hopefully, big hope is that I enjoy this game a lot more than the first two. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. But yeah, I'll be back in 2 days. Like I said, Friday night stream should be interesting, and then we'll see what happens over the weekend. I don't know yet though. So until then, trials and tribulations. What if I ended my streams like what's his name? Anthony Fantano did. You're the best. Trials and tribulations forever.